You must have thought that, wow, it would be so great to live in a world where utopia exists. But guess what? Let me blow your mind. Utopia is nothing but the universal dystopia. But how's that even possible, right? Well, let me break it down for you. Let's consider a mathematical function f of u where u represents utopia. And for those who have learned limits in mathematics, they can relate to the analogy that I'm trying to put up here, which is the limit of a utopian function where u, that is utopia, tends to infinity, results in nothing else but dystopia itself. Well, this was just a mathematical analogy. But guess where things get weird? What could possibly be the catch in a perfect world? Hey, it's your host Snehali, and for starters, I'm gonna reveal to you the catch that exists in a perfect world. Let's get right into it. In 1968, John Calhoun, an ecologist with vision, crafted an experiment popularly known as Universe 25, an utopia of the mice. E.T. rodent, a 9 by 9 foot heaven where endless supply of water, food, shelter, no predators. A dream life stitched tight, but as they say, every paradise hides a snag, and this one was sharp enough to unravel reality. Calhoun conducted 24 precursor experiments manipulating variables to understand the rodent behavior. So the precursor 24 experiments were based on manipulating different variables. For example, experiment 1 to 5 were based on manipulating variables like population and density, 6 to 10 on space and resources, 11 to 15 on social structure, 16 to 20 on genetics and health, 21 to 24 on environmental factors. These experiments were the groundwork which led to Universe 25 experiment. John Calhoun's 1968 Universe 25 experiment started with E.T. rodent in a 9 by 9 foot heaven with endless resources, which saw a population surge to 2,200 by day 560, eventually causing collapse of the mice. And before collapsing, the mice show behavior like aggression, panic, withdrawal, and deviance, which led to their near extinction by day 1580. I mean, who could have imagined that near extinction or even extinction could be one of the possibilities of a utopian world? It was not naturally to comprehend that extinction could be one of the possibilities of a utopian world. Well, Calhoun called this collapse as behavioral sink. So what did he mean by behavioral sink, and what caused the behavioral sink? It wasn't just a mouse cell, it was riddled with claw, and the science cuts deeper. So if we try to analyze what actually caused the behavioral sink, then we might need to deeper into neurology, psychology, and it will include all the terms like oxytocin, serotonin, amygdala, hippocampus, and prefrontal cortex of the brain. But let me simplify the entire neurology which caused this behavioral sink in simpler terms. So let's suppose you are getting plenty of resources, no predators, nothing. You're getting everything that you want in your life. You would be happy, right? But now imagine everybody around you, your friends, your family are getting the same thing. Well, initially you would say that yes, you would be happy. But then what about the nature's survival of the fittest? Like, even amidst getting everything, you need to prove that you are the fittest to survive. So, feelings like jealousy, competitiveness, and then strangers turning into foes and allies turning into ghosts, that kind of became evident in the rodents' behavior because they used tactics to harm each other or dominate each other. So this was pretty much the entire scene which caused behavioral sink. Now, back then, people took it as a joke that, oh, that's just animal nonsense and it has nothing to do with other species. Especially, it's way far from humans because humans are more rational. They are, logically thinking and they won't be exhibiting this kind of behavior. Despite the unacceptance of the rodent behavior adds to human behavior, yet Calhoun's work stuck like a glue. From 1962 to 1986, his papers burned bright, mapping crowd chaos. He tested other species as well, shaped city planning to dodge the sink. He also wrote books like Ecology and Sociology of Norway Rats and Environment and Population. His legacy pushed the urban design. But here's a twist to make you think. Back then, they said this couldn't touch humans because obviously humans are rational, moral, untouchable. Now the mirror turns. Why do we call our life a rat race? I mean, I agree that we don't live in a utopia, but yet somehow we show behavioral sync. I mean, name it, anything. Theft, cruelty, discrimination, panic, aggression, crime rates. What if the nature mutates our gene to make us capable of not syncing behaviorally? What if nature gave us human intelligence so that we can tackle the behavioral sync, but yet here we are slipping in the hands of behavioral sync? Well, maybe the rats did the same thing, but here's a golden opportunity for you to not show behavioral sync. And how you can do that? Well, if you love the content, you can like, comment, share, and obviously subscribe. Push the bell icon and also follow me on Instagram, because guess what? If you don't, then your behavioral sync will be evident to the world. Well, we'll leave the rest for you to decide whether you wanna be like the fellow rats or be a better human by not syncing behaviorally. Until then, keep running in the rat race because cheese is yummy and I know you like it too. But let's be honest, we can do better than mice. Right? We can, huh? So also, I forgot to mention about this experiment which was carried out by a scientist, and they said that human extinction it is possible. Human extinction is possible if you don't subscribe to Snehali Teltunde's channel, and that if you don't like her video, and that if you don't comment on her video. Yeah, the scientist name was also Snehali, by the way. So this is a serious threat to humanity, and the survival of humans is in your hands. So you need to subscribe to my channel, comment, like, share, ring or click on the bell icon, and also follow me on Instagram.